We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you some breaking news. There's been reports all over the area of something crazy going on, something big. People's homes, their minds even, are being taken over by something called, what is it they're calling it? They're calling it Bad Movie Debate.
What up, nerds? It's me, Jacob Babb, for Bad Movie Debate, and we're here to do another debate episode. It's getting a little warmer around here and everything. It finally stopped raining. It's nice and sunny. What better time to talk about Surf Ninjas with my boy Josh? Say what up, Josh.
What's up, y'all?
Now, you've been wanting to do this one for a while.
I have.
At least like for over a year, but then you went to Europe over the summer, and it was like, and you came back and it was like, well, it's like cold now. So we're going to have to wait until it warms up again. But that time is finally here. If you'll notice, last minute wardrobe change. I have a Hawaiian shirt on. Josh is wearing all black, which is fantastic.
I meant to wear pineapple.
Yeah, but it's okay because we got the surf and the ninja.
Yes,
going
exactly.
So we're doing everything correct, and it's going to be fine. So I had never seen this movie, or I don't think I'd ever even heard of this movie until you brought it to my attention. I think I texted you. Yeah, it was last night. I texted you and said, hey, is this the right one?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to make sure I watched the right one.
Yeah.
Not that there's a million movies called Surf Ninja like floating around out there, but I was like, I just want to make sure this is right. Because I don't want to accidentally watch two bad movies about surfing ninjas if I didn't have to. Why this movie, Josh?
This movie was my number one rented Blockbuster and Hollywood Video movie. Anytime we went to a DVD rental spot as a kid, I was probably 90% likely to get Surf Ninjas.
Hell yeah.
I don't know how many times I've watched in my life, but I would venture to say the other night was the first time I had watched it in 15 years,
right?
Minimum.
But the first 15 years of your life, you'd probably seen it at least once per year. If you averaged it out.
If I have, more.
Oh,
probably.
more than that. So 20 plus, 25
yeah,
plus.
I would say, let's say the ages of 6 to 10, I probably watched it like 3 times a month.
Hell yeah, dude.
Like,
let's freaking go, dude.
It was crazy. And, with the rental spots, you had a time limit of having it before get charged, and obviously your parents are in control of your transportation and your funds at that point. So it's like you as a kid learn very quickly time management management skills that I don't have in my present adult life. But then it was like, I know I have this many days to watch this movie. I'm going to watch it every second
and you gotta watch
that
it as
I'm
much
awake.
As possible. Yeah. Every conscious moment that you aren't at school or eating dinner, or maybe even eating dinner, but like you're not at school, you're not asleep, you're watching that.
Exactly, yeah.
And honestly, great. That I get it.
Yeah.
I get why you're like, we should talk about this movie. I know it inside and out. And I'm excited to hear about it. But first, as always, we're going to start with our top 5 genre for whatever the movie is. So new one, haven't done one of these before. We're going martial arts movies, because I will say this right off the bat, as the person attacking the movie, I do think the choreography, the martial arts choreography, was very good and respectful of like genuine martial arts, like choreography and movies and stuff. And those scenes played very well, like they would in any other. And I was like, they actually took a lot of time to make sure they did that right, which I really respect. So we're going with martial arts movies. What do you got? Top 5. No, if you have them in a particular order, great.
Yeah.
If you don't have them in a particular order, I never have mine in a particular order.
Sure. So I will say, as far as martial arts movies, and I was going through like long list of high rated ones or just general ones to fill out this list. I have always loved having martial arts movies, kung fu movies on in the background. I used to, when I was managing a bar back in 2020, I tried to do a regular. It was every Friday night on the projector I had on some kung fu movies, but I didn't have sound, and it was on a YouTube loop, so I didn't really know necessarily what it was. But I love hearing people that are kung fu or martial art movie enthusiasts talk about it, like RZA from Wu-Tang Clan, and it's just like fascinating, like hearing like them break it down, and you're like, man, I just like it because it's like straight to the point.
Yeah,
but there's actually this deeper story.
Oh yeah,
but it's a story we're all familiar with. It's like the craziest, like it's simple yet complex as you want to look into.
Yeah.
So I filled it out with that based on movies that I had familiarity with. And although this is not a genre that I watch a ton of movies in my free time, this is a genre that I very much appreciate. My number one, this is also, I would say, amongst the movies that I've seen the most in my life. Number one is for sure. The rest are kind of in no particular order. I have Iron Monkey as my number one.
Iron Monkey.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Iron Monkey.
Yeah.
And you talk about choreography when it comes to a kung fu movie. Like that is just beautiful. The score works so well. The timing of the entire movie, like the pacing, it's all beautiful.
Yeah, it's just a good, well done, tight movie. You know,
yeah, and I remember watching it in theaters when it came out, and I remember watching it as many times as possible in theaters while it was still in theaters.
Oh yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, that was a big one for me. I think this is non-controversial. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah, it's on my list.
Yeah,
it's on my list.
It's
like, come on.
Yeah,
come on.
It's just
how is it not going to be
like how to write a martial arts movie that connects to? I would say that's in our generation. That's the most famous example, right? Like
probably
that is what people look at as like
if you're going for
seminal,
pure, straight up kung fu martial arts movie. Without any other like genre bleeding in or anything, like that's.
But also with some like character development. And,
but like a good through line and stuff, and like because it's Michelle Yeoh and stuff. Incredible, absolutely. I mean, she's great in just about everything. Yeah, but like that movie specifically is like
I don't know for certain, but I assume at least there were some Oscar nominations in there.
There's some. I think it won Best Foreign Film. that year.
Okay.
Or at the very least got nommed.
Yeah.
But I believe it won. Somebody let me know.
That checks out.
Yeah, absolutely. On my list, so we got one in common so far.
And then 2 Bruce Lee movies made the cut: Enter the Dragon and Fist of Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, those I remember starting the YouTube rabbit hole with many times. Like it was like, oh yeah, let me put this on. You know, like those are just 2 early movies that introduced the global audience to Bruce Lee, but also just.
But they're also quality movies.
Yeah,
like
just
really
incredible.
Good.
Just incredible, and still stand up the test of time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can put that on any time, and it's gonna work.
It's like crazy to look at now because those movies came out when my mom was being born. My dad was like 10, and it's just like, wow, like these are movies where I actually don't know if they've watched it, but I know that it's, you know, amongst their time as far as where movies were, and to look back at it now and look back at other movies that were kind of coming out in that time period. Yeah. I'm like, oh, this was a way more advanced thought process of like what martial arts can, like what this culture and like the blueprint of like how to tell a story through this culture. It was established earlier than a lot of other film styles.
And I'm trying to think, like I can't remember there was some documentary I was watching like about like movies in general and stuff, like, but they were talking about like in kung fu movies and like martial arts movies from like back in the day in the 60s and stuff, they were the first movies to like take a breath, because like there's a shot of like a cat just like drinking some water in the middle of this movie, to just like slow the pace down. Because before that, like every other movie was like boom, 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 go, 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 like push the plot forward, which is important to push the plot forward, but it like took a second to like just like, I'm just gonna hang out here with this cat for a second, let everybody take a breath, and then the scene continues like after and stuff. And it was like the Japanese filmmakers were the first to be like, it doesn't have to be all boom, 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 boom. Like we can like take a moment of reflection on like what's happened and stuff, and then continue on with the story and stuff, which is awesome. And you can see that in a lot of the early martial arts stuff. Like they are gung-ho and like everything's going crazy and stuff, but also like they let you breathe a little bit, which is really appreciated by me, at least. Like,
for
awesome.
Sure.
Yeah, they're classic. Bruce Lee, man.
Yeah,
Bruce Lee. I wish I could remember what movie it was that it was, but I can see the shot in my head, and I'm like, God, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's so awesome.
Yeah, really good, like scenery and nature being like the main sounds that you hear for points after like large, intense violence. No, those are felt like I had to throw in some early ones, and obviously Bruce Lee is the GOAT.
He's the man.
Yeah. And then I threw in for my fifth, I threw in one that went closer to what Surf Ninjas provides, with like some sort of youthful comedic approach, Shaolin Soccer. Yeah.
Oh no.
It's the dumbest movie. Maybe that's our second one.
Yeah, maybe we can talk about that one.
That is just an outrageous
Holy
film.
Shit, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Dude.
Truly an outrageous film.
You know what I almost put on my list? I didn't. I almost put, because I thought it would be funny, Balls of Fury.
Yeah, that's funny. I know. I was looking at ones that were considered martial arts movies.
Yeah, exactly. Mine's a little more eclectic, a little more less traditional. In some ways. But I was like, I mean, hey, Balls of Fury, they're doing some kung fu in there. I was like, I did love that movie when it first came out. I thought it was hilarious. It's just, there's some good moments in that movie, but it's not great. God, Shaolin Soccer.
Yeah, because that, to me, like, I don't have the childhood attachment to that like I do Surf Ninjas, but it is one of those movies that, you know, I could put on and enjoy, but I might not stay in the room the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. It's on while you're cleaning.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, oh shit, like I need to go put all this laundry up, and then it's still playing in the other room, and then you come back and you're like, oh shit,
you're watching a clip.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I totally feel that.
Yeah.
God, what a movie. What a pool.
It's insane.
What a pool.
It's insane.
That's so funny. Okay, so I've got Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, we talked about, of course. Not surprised that that's on both.
Sure. Have you seen Iron Monkey?
I haven't seen Iron Monkey.
I
don't think I've seen that one.
I
know what you're talking about, but I don't think I've seen it.
Okay.
When did it come out? You said you saw it in theaters.
It wasn't too long after Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Okay, so
I would say the way I always viewed it was my favorite version of a similar story.
Right. Yeah.
Similar. Yeah.
Same vein, but like a different approach and a different narrative, but like similar beats, like in the movie.
Yes.
I'll need to check that one out. Because I know I've heard of it, but I can't. But who's in it? No idea.
You're better at that. Yeah.
Fair.
I'm like, I like movie.
Yeah, I like movie good.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
So I've got Seven Samurai.
Okay.
Seven Samurai. You've seen that one?
Well, I think once.
Yeah. It's a banger.
Yeah.
It's I mean, there's really not much more to say.
Yeah.
Like it's a classic. You can't really beat it.
Yeah.
Like
maybe more than once, but never more than once actively.
Yeah. Once very much paying attention.
Yeah.
The first time I watched it, I was so locked in. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. And I was like, oh right, this is why we have Star Wars. We have Star Wars because he took a lot of he was inspired by a lot of like Western and like stuff like that, but then also because of samurai movies from back in the day.
Yeah.
It's like I can see that now. Like which is probably part of the reason why I like him. Like, oh yeah, George Lucas likes this movie. Of course he does. Like, why wouldn't he? And then I have another one. I cheated a little bit. Rush Hour 1 through 3 is just one of my contenders.
Okay.
It's just one.
Yeah.
I love those movies.
Yeah.
They're so
They're
fun.
great.
All three of them are bangers.
Yeah.
Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, you just can't beat.
Yeah.
Like, if I found out tomorrow that they were going to try to make a fourth one, with them or with new people, I would throw a fit. They're perfect. They're done. We don't need any more.
Yeah.
Those movies are they just tickled me so much, and were probably my earliest intro into like kung fu movies. And then there's like a whole, because like it's comedy obviously, like for the most of it, but then like there is like that like Eastern culture like narrative going on throughout the entire thing and stuff, and like that introed me into like, oh, Japanese movies, there's a lot going on there, and like, whoa, there's a ton of Japanese movies I need to watch. And I was like, holy shit. So thank you to Rush Hour for those. And then this one, another one with Michelle Yeoh, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I haven't seen it.
So it came up on a few different lists, and I was like, what? That's like a weird, trippy sci-fi movie and stuff. But then I like thought about it, and I was like, she does a ton of kung fu in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
She's kicking the shit out of people left and right. There's a ton of kung fu going on in that entire movie, and I was like, and it's Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely a kung fu movie. It's amazing. You should watch that movie. And then my last one, I couldn't not do it just as who I am. The Matrix.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Karate Kid for some reason.
No, that was on every single list. And I was like, I mean, you know, Karate Kid's cool, but like, nah, but like The Matrix. And I was like, yeah, it counts. I was like, I think it counts. It was on every list I looked up. I'm like, whether it was top 20, top 15, top 10, or top 100.
Yeah.
It was on almost every single list. And I was like, all right, I'm at it, because the Matrix rocks.
No, like, it does.
And and there are some quality ass kung fu moments. In that, when he downloads the information to be like, I need to know kung fu.
Yeah,
goes crazy. Can't beat it.
No,
you genuinely can't beat it.
No, I agree.
Seven Samurai is a better movie. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Don't come for me.
I'll also say I think Matrix 2 is a better movie than Matrix 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a new take.
Yeah.
Not 3 though.
Is that a new one?
Yeah.
You've never heard somebody say Matrix?
No,
II?
I've always heard the opinion that it's they go in order. First is best, then the second, and then the third.
Oh.
And then now the fourth.
Yeah.
They get worse as they go, is the opinion I've always heard.
Yeah.
And have subscribed to. I haven't seen 2 or 3 in a really long time. I haven't even touched 4.
Yeah.
I've seen 1.
Also haven't watched 4.
I heard it was just like, yeah, man, they made another Matrix movie.
Yeah.
It's like how people were coming out of that movie, and I was like, all right, so I'll
and then
pass.
Keanu's like, I'll do John Wick now.
Yeah. All right.
Which that might count too, but
yeah, it was on a couple lists and stuff, and I was like, I feel like it's too. Nah, it's too different in my mind, even though the Matrix is literally a whole different dystopian world. But I was like, but John Wick is different, even though that could actually happen. It was like, it's too unrealistic to be a kung fu movie.
No, it feels more just like action movie.
It's more action, than like kung fu and stuff, which the Matrix is more sci-fi than it is. But when they have the kung fu, it's really awesome.
Sure.
And it's done really well.
But it's a way in which you connect to kung fu movies more. Which,
exactly.
Yeah, fair.
Exactly. So yeah. All right. So now, we both know what we're talking about. We've seen some good kung fu movies, and martial arts movies, which is important for this discussion. So now we're going to do the like Rotten Tomatoes scores and all those different scores. So the critics gave it on Rotten Tomatoes 23%.
Yeah, I saw that.
Pretty good. Pretty good. But the popcorn meter, the audience score, 68.
Yeah.
Which is way higher than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Because I look these up, all this stuff up after I see the movie, because I don't want to like I already have to go in with a certain opinion and a viewpoint because I'm either attacking it or defending it. But I don't want to like, you know what I mean? I don't want to be swayed too much before. So 68, I was surprised. I thought it'd be like 50s, like maybe high 40s, but 68, almost 70 is a lot.
I'm happy you don't remember this because like for your sake, because I remember when I first presented the movie or shortly thereafter when we were talking about it again, we did at some sort of outing talk about it and go into the scores, and you said that's the perfect kind of movie because it's a higher, like much higher audience score than critic score. Yeah.
That's usually the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Like in my opinion, is like the audience loved, the critics hated.
Figured.
It. Yeah. But I completely forgot, and I was like, oh, okay, damn.
Yeah.
Like people, and there are some things I do genuinely like about this movie, which we'll get into here in a little bit. But I was surprised, but I thought it was going to be more positive, but not necessarily that high, I guess.
Yeah.
And then we've got for IMDb 5.1, which for IMDb is really low. Traditionally, I say this every episode, IMDb is usually, no matter what the movie is between a 6 and a 7, which is unfortunate considering those two numbers these days. But this one's 5.1, which is pretty low for IMDb. IMDb is usually really nice to every movie. And I'm really surprised by that, because that's all user generated, you know, like, I mean, like, I'm sure, you know, somebody working at the Hollywood Reporter or whatever, like, is probably going on to IMDb and like rating stuff on there. But like, for the most part, it's just everyday folk like us and stuff. But it's a little surprised. And then Letterboxd is about the same, because they're out of 5 stars, 2.6. So right down the middle for IMDb and Letterboxd. Critics hated it. Over on Rotten Tomatoes, popcorn meter popping. So who knows? Who knows? I don't know. And now we're gonna do my favorite part. One of my favorite parts of every episode. Good quote, bad quote from some of these critics. I did have a note here to mention that when I looked up this movie, I always go to the top critics. So the people who are not just every average Joe's comments and their thoughts and stuff, but like the people who are working to and getting paid to talk about stuff. There was only 6. Usually there's at least 10 usually for every movie I've done. There was only 6. One of them was good. The other 5 were bad, which is why it's at 23%.
Hell yeah.
But I just thought that was very funny. I hadn't seen that before. So the one good one for Richard Harrington for the Washington Post said, quote, "An inoffensive slice of summertime fun," end quote. An inoffensive slice of summertime fun. And I mean, I wasn't offended by the movie, so I guess so.
Yeah.
Because it's a PG, right?
It has to be. Yeah.
I think it's PG. Yeah. There wasn't anything that would necessitate like a 13, like a PG-13 out of there.
No.
So yeah, I mean, and hey, it's summertime and it was fun. So I get where he's coming from. And then the bad quote, Desmond Ryan for the Philadelphia Inquirer said, quote, "What do ninjas and surfers have to do with each other? You've got me, and I heroically sat through all of Surf Ninjas," end quote. Just shitting on it for shitting on its sake.
Yeah.
Is what it seems like.
Yeah, just going after the title itself.
The bad quotes are always the best. My favorite, I think I had a quote, and I wish I could remember what movie it was, but I think one of the quotes was literally just no. Was the quote that was pulled, that was on Rotten Tomatoes. Just like, no. About the movie. No, period.
I have movies I would only be able to say no to.
No. Which is fair. Yeah, that one felt lazy.
Yeah.
Which is why I picked that one. Because it's like, I heroically sat through this movie. Come on, man.
So brave.
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad.
Damn.
I didn't love it by any means, but
our hero.
Like our hero, dude. doing a God's work.
Yeah.
So keeping us all safe. Okay, so I also like to throw a little curveball. So I'm attacking, you're defending and stuff. Now that we're about to get into it, good conversation starter. What's something you don't like about the movie? Because I have something I really actually genuinely thought was solid about this movie.
Yeah.
But what do you not like about it? I want to hear that first.
I guess revisiting it, I love watching kids movies still.
Yeah.
In my 30s.
Yeah, of course. They're nice. They make you feel good.
Yeah, like, exactly. I, for some reason, don't connect super well when it comes to a teenage protagonist.
Yeah.
Like a little kid protagonist or a young adult protagonist.
Yeah, so like a tween or younger.
Yeah.
Is usually works better.
Yeah.
In terms of like giving a shit
yeah.
about what they're going through.
So sometimes it comes off very corny to me in ways where I'm like, my ADHD just kind of takes over for a second. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not
Whoa.
remotely interested in revisiting this part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't catching me. Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't hitting anything.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Because
so you wish that Johnny was a little bit younger.
well,
like,
and
because he's like what, like supposed to be 16 probably?
yeah, I think so.
Because Rob Schneider, his friend, Rob Schneider's in this
yeah,
movie, by the way. That was
young Rob
very
Schneider.
unexpected
Yeah.
and really threw me for a loop for the first like 10 minutes of the movie, I must admit. I was like, he's a 16-year-old kid.
Yeah.
He's driving a car, so he's got to be at least 16, and he's got really red hair in this movie.
Yep.
I got over it at some point.
Yeah.
But so he's like 16, so Johnny's like 16.
Yeah.
Like give or take.
Yeah, just, that like
I feel that.
element sometimes where I'm like, you can tell. I feel like child actors can hold up like when you revisit certain films, but with teenagers sometimes you're like, there's just so much going on in their minds and bodies
and there's a lot of extra like there's a lot of added like drama, like I guess you could say, because like then you get into like, because like they put in a like a romance narrative for him and stuff, because he's our main character,
and
like
she's way too obsessed with him.
It's weird.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Like
it's a weird
promise
thing
to him.
Yeah,
like,
but I will say I did like that. Spoilers. Once they get to the island and stuff, they like have a little moment where it slows down.
Yeah,
and she just straight up says to him, I am not a piece of property. This has been an arranged thing my entire life. I had no say in it, and I think that's stupid and f***ed up. I'm paraphrasing. And I don't like that. We can continue to date because I am interested, but we're going to see how it goes. I am not 100% going to marry you because I have to and stuff. And he was like, cool. And I was like, that's actually kind of cool that they took a moment to do that. I was like, that's cool. But the fact that there was a love interest in this movie at all was kind of like, if he wasn't 16, if he was younger, we would have never probably come across that,
So I'm like, this is a very like interesting, intelligent human being, like woman that is like interested in him. And once they kind of moved into the character development part of that, it didn't feel as like awkward, but just the whole trope of prince, soon to be king sort of thing, like that's fine, but then it's like, oh yeah, that usually comes with some sort of aggressive patriarchal tie to like women as property, and so it was unexpected, but then they also unexpectedly addressed it and was like, nah, we're not gonna and I was like, that's cool. Johnny's a good guy. Like, good guy. It's not like I like Johnny. He's and Adam. Like, I like them both. Like, they were fun. Yeah, but he wasn't like neither. I mean, they're good kids. Yeah, like they were raised well by their caretaker. Yeah, Mac. Their adopted dad. Quote unquote. Mac. I can't wait to share my favorite Mac quote later. But yeah, no, they like they had an awesome upbringing, and obviously you don't dive too much into that. This movie's only an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, there's not too much to get into in that regard. But you can tell, like, based on how the story goes, that they were raised well. Yeah, they were raised well. They were giving him a hard time, and stuff, but they're kids living in LA, like to skateboard and surf. Like, so of course they're going to be like punks to an extent. Yeah. But, like, they cared for their dad. They did everything he wanted them to. Like, he was like, y'all need to do this and that. Like, go take out the trash. And they're like, whatever, Dad, as they're doing it. Like, exactly. And stuff. But I get what you mean though. Like when it's like a teenager and stuff, like, because like I was more concerned about how Adam was doing because he was younger and stuff. Yeah. And I feel like because he's younger, it just like it pushes like this feeling of like it's like, well, I just want to make sure you're okay. And I'm like you're a teenager. Like I kind of really don't care about what's going on with you. Teenagers are mean. Most children aren't. Most little kids aren't.
and they're just trying to get by and stuff. So them going through a hard time, it's like, oh yeah, I want you to succeed and stuff. If it was just Johnny, I would have been like, this kid kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like, and stuff. But Adam balances him. And like,
For sure.
And he's a good older brother.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so the balance of like, it helps in that regard.
Uh-huh.
But like, I totally get what you mean.
And
like,
having their friend,
Robbie Schneider.
Yeah. I'm forgetting his character's name.
The whole time, they said it a million times. And every time I saw him, I was just like, that's Rob Schneider. I cannot remember.
Just some generic name, I feel like. But it
was very much Billy or something like that. I don't think I even wrote it down.
Yeah.
Every time I wrote down his character name, I wrote Rob Schneider. When I took my notes, I was like, Rob Schneider did this. He said that.
But it's like even like Johnny's, peer, like his that's his age. Rob's character is his age. Even with like that character being there also helped Johnny
look a lot better.
Yeah, exactly. Because
he's tough.
It's essentially a story about the brothers, and then Rob is just there and
he just tags along.
But and then they have a cop join, and then their uncle join, and
I love Lieutenant Spence.
Yeah, Lieutenant Spence.
I will talk more about him later.
I
loved him. From
his
the moment
voice.
His voice is amazing.
Like how, and maybe I'm just forgetting a lot of things he did outside of the movie. But how did his voice not just carry him to different? Roles that are iconic.
I didn't recognize him. I didn't look into it a little bit more and stuff. But like, he has an incredible voice.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like if he went into voice acting after this movie, I would have been like, I would not be surprised, and I want to watch everything.
Yeah, I feel like we should deep dive offline.
He was awesome. He was cool. He was funny.
Yeah.
But he was also down for whatever the needed to happen
truly.
in the best way.
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't love that it was a teenage protagonist, because that's just like one of those things.
Yeah.
That throws you for a bit of a loop, which I completely agree with. And I understand that. Depending on what story's being told, it's like we were just talking about Euphoria, because Austin's finishing up Euphoria finally. I was like, oh, these people are in high school and they're doing all this shit. Couldn't give less of a fuck about this show. They're doing all this shit. I was like, put it in college, it'll make it more realistic, and they're adults and I'll actually care.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, but they're doing all this drug and sex and violent stuff, and I'm like, but they're in high school. I do not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like about that. They're in high school, or they're in college, at least. Well, they're adults now.
Yeah. I
can get into it a little bit more. And I also heard this last season kind of sucks, but I don't know. I've never watched the show. So my favorite part about this movie, my one thing that I was like, this is the best part about the movie, is Adam. So it's so Johnny is the soon-to-be king, like warrior. He's like the warrior prince, and like he's gonna be a warrior and stuff. And he kicks ass the entire movie. He does a good job. And then Adam is supposed to be a seer and stuff. The way the narrative choice to have his like off-brand Game Boy, like he's playing that, and he's like, I've never seen this level before, and he's seeing the future, like. He's prophesizing where the ninjas are coming and like when they're going to come and what they're going to do by playing his game.
Yeah.
So he can like be the seer and stuff.
I love that.
Is the coolest way they could have ever done that. And then eventually they get to the island and like he's still using it, but then he has a moment where he just like looks out at the trees and then he like sees them all turn to surfboards and he was like, we need to surf there, hence Surf Ninjas.
Yeah.
And everything. And I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is the coolest narrative point decision they could have ever made.
This movie came out in 93.
And that's such a 90s like kid, like this big old, it looks like a Switch 2 in the size, but it's like, but it plays like a Game Boy.
Yeah.
And he's playing it and it's like so pixelated and like looks like shit relative. Like I love those kind of games. Pokemon Gen 1 is still one of my favorite video games of all time. Because of the aesthetic of it too. But like he's just playing this game. He's like, oh, and he's like, oh no, like watch out, like and stuff, because like they're coming out and like he's looking at it, and then they see them take his Johnny's betrothed and stuff. Like, oh, they're attacking her. We gotta go, like and stuff. And they go, and that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah,
that was so cool.
Yeah,
that was such a good decision. Whoever came up with that idea, I hope you went on to make many other wonderful things and stuff. Or, your pillow is always cold at night, because that was a amazing decision.
Yeah.
That really like locked me back in for a minute, because I was like, all right, yeah, we're getting into it. Like, okay, things are happening and stuff. And then it was like, wait a minute. So he actually can see stuff. Like, he actually is a seer. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Some magical realism being thrown in a way that was so of the time.
Yeah.
I was
especially
like, that's perfect.
The arcade scene.
Yes, dude. It
Like,
was so perfect. It was great. Like, you can't beat it.
No.
Honestly. Like,
yeah.
that was definitely my absolute favorite part of this movie.
Yeah, because that scene in particular, him using it was I guess the most pivotal scene that he was a part of.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when he's playing it, and then he's like he's doing it, and then he's like at the fish tank and stuff, and he's like lobster, crab, octopus, and it gave him bonus points. And he was like, great. So he throws the octopus in the guy's face, and it works, and he's like, great. I'm like, that's so
love that.
That's just absolutely, you genuinely can't beat it.
No.
Now let's talk about something you can beat that I thought was a hard segue here into a different topic. Why on earth is Leslie Nielsen in this movie as a cyborg white man dictator that takes over the island? The white man dictator part taking over the island, I'm like, yeah, narratively, like, sure, makes sense. But why is it Leslie Nielsen, and why is he a cyborg?
Because he got
he got run over. He got trampled by an elephant.
Yeah,
when he first took over the island. And again, so narratively, I get that.
Yeah. Also, should have died.
Should have died immediately when that happened.
Like, they showed the scene, and I'm like, that man's
killed. That man should be dead.
Elephants weigh because also
much, it's not like, Leslie. It's not a younger man playing Leslie Nielsen in that character. It is Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah,
like as is, white hair and all. When he gets trampled, he should have been
like
dead.
That. Still would have been like a man in his mid-60s.
Yeah, at least.
Based on whatever the flashback would have been.
Yeah, even 50s. That man's dead.
Yeah, that
crazy. Man's dead. It said his name when it popped up.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then the first scene when we cut to him, I was like, why? He's a cyborg.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sure we'll get the context. And we did, which, I appreciate. But also it would have been a lot funnier to me if they just never said how he became a cyborg. Sure. And he just was a cyborg the entire time. That would have been really funny. But I don't know, man. What do you think about that? Because I was really very much just like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
It was very distracting. Much like Rob Schneider was a bummer.
Yeah.
That I was like, that's just Rob Schneider. I was like, that's just Leslie Nielsen. But also I love him.
Yeah.
And he can do no wrong.
Yeah.
So if he decided to do this, I'm sure it makes sense in some kind of way. But I couldn't get there.
Yeah. It felt so strange and funny to like
it's
look back at like a film in the early 90s, and I'm like, okay, I remember this not being, a low budget film.
Yeah. No, the budget was there.
Yeah.
They did a lot of really cool stuff.
But it's funny because like Rob Schneider would have been as inexpensive as he ever would have been after that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then Leslie Nielsen like had done major films before then, so it's like
he is the 60s, dude.
He is the big star.
He is the biggest star in this movie. Yeah,
like at the time, like he would have been the concept itself, I think, would have gotten parents to bring their kids, but Leslie Nielsen was the draw as far as like the connection to
because this
like
is
our parents.
This is after Police Academy.
Yeah,
like the
after
show
Airplane
and Airplane and everything. Like. So it was just very shocking, but it was also a bit of a distraction from like the overall plot, because when we first see him, he does the phone bit. He has that bit with the phone where he runs up there and he misses it, and he's like, damn it, and he puts it down, and he runs back down, and it rings again, and he runs back up and stuff.
Yeah.
which is classic Leslie Nielsen
Yeah.
comedy, and it was done super well, especially when you cut to the next time the phone rings.
Yeah.
He's about to miss it, but you hear the voice memo say like, "Oh, this is Colonel Chi and stuff. Leave a message, but also don't hang up." Like he like changed it to be like, "Don't hang up. I'm almost there." Like, and he gets there that time because the message was longer, and I'm like, that's hilarious. But why am I seeing this in this movie? Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just very distracting for me in a way that, not that I don't like, but in a way that, again, every time it cut to Leslie Nielsen, I was like, it's Leslie Nielsen. Look at him go. Like,
yeah. With
and stuff. And again,
Shogun
and he's
helmet.
And he's a fucking cyborg.
Yeah.
And he like bitches at the dude because he like spills some water on his hand. And
Yeah.
he's like, don't ever get water on my battery or I'll die. Like, and stuff. It's like, why?
Yeah.
Like, it's just,
maybe you should retire.
it's a weird choice.
Yeah.
It's just a weird choice. I don't know. You think you just fully agree on that? That's a weird choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not much to defend. That.
Leslie Nielsen is one of those characters, especially, I mean, because of how young Rob Schneider is.
Yeah.
I get past that at many points during the movie, but Leslie Nielsen is Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah, he looks the same age as when he was doing Police Academy and Airplane, and cut all the way to when he was in Scary Movie 3. He looks the exact same and has looked the exact same for 30 years.
Yeah,
like
truly.
And stuff like, oh, and it's just, and his voice is just so iconic, and just the way he delivers every line and stuff. Like, God, I loved it, but it was very distracting, and I was like, why is this happening?
Yeah, like, no,
and just like, I don't know. Again, narratively, it totally makes sense that the guy who took over was a white man and he made a dictatorship.
Yeah.
Absolutely, totally makes sense. I get that. First and foremost, why is he a cyborg?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Because it's 1993 and cyborgs are cool. Robots are cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they still are. Well, no, they're getting kind of scary these days, but like at the time, like they were kind of fun and cool.
No, exactly.
You know, but like
now
you
think about like Terminator and
which is
RoboCop and yeah, that used to be a very fun.
Yeah, RoboCop, where Red Foreman, Eric Foreman's dad, gets his penis shot off.
Yeah.
Don't forget, never forget.
Yeah.
That's part of the movie. It's hilarious.
R.I.P. Red Foreman's.
Yeah. Yeah. But robots are cool. And that's the only thing I can think of is they're like, well, we want people to know it's Leslie Nielsen because he's going to do his bits.
Yeah.
And we're going to let him do his bits. But also, what if he was also like half robot?
Sure. Yeah.
And honestly, if that's as long as the discussion was and they were just like, yeah, let's run with it, then that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll accept it.
Yeah.
It was just a shock to see his robot face. Like you just see his, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's like, you see his robot face and then he turns and then it's just half Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what is happening?
Shocking.
It is a shock.
Yeah.
It is a shock. I can't imagine like a dad taking his kid to see that movie in theaters. I'm like, when is Leslie Nielsen going to show up? That guy rocks. And that's when he shows up and being like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. Honestly, the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm like, you know what? Respect.
Yeah, honestly.
There's honestly no reason to dislike it. It was just jarring.
Yeah, I know.
I'll rephrase. I don't dislike it. It was just a shock to see.
Yes.
And to see how it played out.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Oh, it's funny.
Speaking of unsolved mysteries, I was thinking with at least we get to understand, even though it doesn't make much sense based on the physics behind elephants and old men's faces. Zatch, why does Zatch have an eye patch?
Oh my God. Yes. I wrote that down, dude. Because he gets attacked by Leslie Nielsen. He gets him in the eye. And we see that. And he's like holding his eye until he goes. But then the last shot of him as they're leaving on the boat with Mac, both of his eyes are open. And he has the scar, but he looks totally fine.
Yeah.
I was rolling. I was like, this doesn't even need a.
Yeah. Like it seems like you could have just like, I don't think your vision got impaired. I think you just got nicked.
He literally is like this.
Yeah.
And there's just a big old scar right there.
Yeah.
But his eyes look totally normal.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I was dying last night when I watched it.
My memory was that the scene like took out his eye.
Yeah, because it's bleeding like crazy, but it's just like, it just cut his forehead.
Yeah.
Skipped his eye because they're sunken. You know, everybody's eyes are sunken.
And I was like, oh, he closed his eyes.
Yeah.
Like in time, he just had a quick reaction. He's a martial arts master.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
Because it's also like because I wrote down when he first shows up, because he's in LA and he starts like defending the kids before they get roped into everything.
Yeah.
Like I was like, who the fuck is this bum with an eye patch? Like, why is he protecting these guys? I was like, he's from their homeland, I guess, is probably where it's gonna go. And like, of course, ends up being their uncle and everything and all that stuff. But I was like, does he need an eye patch so we make sure we see him? Because we held on him more than enough times to be like, this man's important to the story. He didn't need an eye patch to make him stick out. And also, a person with an eye patch doesn't make for a good ninja, in my mind.
No.
Like, I don't know about you, and like, this is no disrespect to anybody or anything, but like, you notice when somebody has an eye patch. When you're walking down the street and you walk by somebody with an eye patch, like, you don't have to even stare at them and like be weird about it. You just like, when you're walking and you're like, catch people's faces as you're walking, you're going to be like, oh, that last person that walked by had an eye patch. It's just something that is immediately clocked subconsciously, or like consciously by everybody.
Yeah.
That person has an eye patch. Anyway, keep going. Doesn't mean anything, doesn't matter. But you're going to remember that person.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy's supposed to be a world-class ninja.
Yeah.
He's the best ninja of this nation.
He's the best character.
He is the best character.
Yeah.
But why is he wearing an eye patch?
Yeah.
I completely agree.
He like...
sense. Oh, so funny.
Yeah. I had thought that wasn't a mystery going into the movie, revisiting the movie. And then when they showed the scene that he was supposedly like losing his eye, he didn't lose an eye. And then he starts wearing an eye patch for the next couple decades. Or I guess like over a decade.
10, 12 years.
Yeah.
Because I would assume that Johnny is like, Adam says he's 10 and he's a baby. So like at least 9 years, like or a decade. Yeah. Because Johnny's young enough to not remember.
Yeah.
He's
very much a small child.
Yeah, very much a small child. Yeah, that's the funniest shit, dude. I noticed that too. I was just like, if he kept his eye closed in that shot, or they just cut that shot out entirely, we wouldn't have to be sitting here talking about it.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it's a bad editing choice.
Yeah.
To use that take. Be like, dude, close your eye.
Yeah.
Which is it's funny. It's because that is in real life, IRL, that is Zach is Johnny's dad. He's Ernie Reyes Sr. and Johnny is Ernie Reyes Jr.
I didn't know that.
Well, because when it first comes up, it's Ernie Reyes Jr.
Yeah.
Ernie Reyes Sr.
Oh.
Like senior and then junior. And I was like, oh, who's who? And like when I was looking at IMDb, I was like, oh, it's Zach and Johnny. Like that's his. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's awesome. It makes sense. Also, Johnny's 21.
In that movie?
In that movie. Because there's when they're going to surf at the end of the movie, I was like, this teenager is jacked.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, I know teenagers can be jacked, and I was like, I don't think he could be that jacked.
At
16. And so I looked it up, and I was like, yeah, okay, yeah. So he was 21
that's hilarious.
at the time of filming, and I was like, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I was like, that makes more sense.
No.
But yeah, that they're a father and son duo.
Okay.
Which is rad.
Yeah.
And they worked really well together.
Yeah.
And everything, but
Reyes, so they're not Japanese.
I guess not.
I'm trying to remember what was the
Pacific
country?
Islander.
Yeah.
In some fashion, Asian in some sort.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
What
they just made up
they made up a
island country that had a monarchy.
Yeah, like it was definitely Pacific Islander.
Yeah.
Like of some sort. But yeah, I think it's Reyes. Let me double check.
No, yeah.
But I believe
Reyes to me sounds South American.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like
or
Hispanic of some sort. Yeah. Let me double check real quick. But yeah, it was tough with the eye thing because he just did not need it.
Yeah.
And so every time after that scene, every time I saw him after it, I was like, you don't need that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need that, dude. Satch, what are you doing? He looks tough.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, it's Reyes, Reyes.
Okay.
Ernie Reyes Sr. and Jr.
Okay.
Awesome. And then Rob Schneider's in there too.
Yeah.
Because I just had to see his face again.
Yeah.
On IMDb. Unfortunately, it's Ernie Reyes Sr. on the list of actors in the movie. It was Ernie Reyes Sr., Rob Schneider, and then Junior. And I was like, swap those. Please swap those. Somebody swap those. I don't want to see Rob Schneider's fucking face.
That's funny.
If I can be honest.
Yeah.
So in that scene, there's Mac. That's when like Mac takes him because he. So I wish this movie had about 15 more minutes because I want to know how the fuck did Mac link up with this tiny Pacific Islander nation?
Yeah.
And because he's just a guy. Honestly, he was giving like a guy from New York.
Yeah.
For Chicago, like energy, but they lived in LA, which makes sense, I think. But because they surf, of course. How the fuck did he link up with this country?
Yeah.
Doing what? Because the country was perfect.
Yeah.
And like was like a Garden of Eden. Like there was no like nefarious shit going on.
Yeah.
Until Leslie Nielsen shows up, and then they start doing nefarious shit. But like, so how did he link up and was like a trusted advisor or something like that? Like, what did they say? Like he's just tight with the royal family and Zatch. So
and just him.
It's
not him
guy.
and some coalition or like some group.
It's just some guy.
It's just
from Los Angeles.
Yeah,
California.
he didn't live there. It wasn't like he found his way there and was living amongst them.
No, he just
showed up with a boat to
He
take
just
the
showed
kids?
up and was like, yeah, man, like I've been tight with y'all for like a while now. I'll take these kids.
Yeah,
to
I'll
LA
take these
keep
kids
them
and
safe.
raise them.
No context.
Yeah.
There's one line of context when Zatch is telling the story where he says like Mac was this or that, but it's a very loose connection to be like, okay, and now I'm raising these children for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Like maybe forever.
Yeah.
Like unless all this comes, like they find us.
They didn't find out they were adopted until like shortly into the film.
No, they knew they were adopted because Mac is clearly a white man. No, because Rob Schneider talks about like, he specifically says, like, wouldn't it be crazy if like I was adopted? And
wait,
I was,
am I crazy? Johnny had a quote that said, "I just found out I was adopted."
No, it's a joke. It's a joke.
Wait,
because Rob Schneider goes, really? And he was like, and he's like rolls his eyes at him. He's like, yeah, no, obviously, like me and my brother are obviously Asian, and he's not. Like, because that leads to the conversation where Rob Schneider's character says, he was like, man, like, wouldn't it be crazy if you were adopted and turns out you're supposed to be some prince of some far off place?
Yeah.
And then he's like,
he kept thinking,
oh my God, I keep saying what if, like, and all these things. Yeah.
That was an annoying back and forth.
His comic relief was horrible.
Yeah.
Not fun.
No.
And frankly, infuriating.
Yeah.
And annoying. It could also be that it was Rob Schneider's face saying the lines.
Is it because we know who Rob Schneider is?
Is it because we all actively in 2026 hate Rob Schneider because he sucks? Or is it because it wasn't funny? I'm going to say a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm going to say it just wasn't great comedic relief, but also
the signs were there.
The signs were there.
Yeah.
The signs were there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So Mac though, what was you had a favorite quote?
Yeah,
from Mac.
It's the opening. It's the opening scene. It's I think it's the first words like first dialogue that really like stands out. He says, and first of all, shout out to the score in this movie. The way that they intertwine just so many guitar riffs.
I do have a bit of a pickle to pick about some of the music choices.
Okay.
But we'll get to that later.
Heard. But some of it just
for the most part, it's
rock and
bussin'.
roll.
Yeah, it's bussin'. It's surf rock.
Yeah.
Like, which is completely what you do for this movie.
Yeah.
So.
Max quote, "Hey, what'd I tell you? No Van Halen until I've had my coffee." Like, I get that.
Pretty rad,
I get
dude.
that. Yeah.
So you've never had Santana breakfast? Shout out to my homies who know. You never had Santana breakfast?
Not by that name.
It's where you blast Santana loud as while you make your breakfast and then eat it quietly while listening to Santana.
Just Santana or Santana featuring Rob Thomas?
That's allowed. In my opinion, it's
allowed.
I mean, there might be some purists out there who would say no, that doesn't count, but don't. They'll rip this episode off the air if you sing too much of it. Great song. Smooth. Fantastic. But yeah, Santana Breakfast is awesome. You just blast a bunch of Santana and just make your eggs and bacon and just chow down on it. It's fucking awesome. Victor, you know what I'm talking about. Nick, you know what I'm talking about. Nothing wrong with Santana Breakfast or Black Sabbath Breakfast.
Yeah,
that's also another really good one. But Van Halen, honestly, Van Halen might be a little too much. It might be a little too high energy. You know what I mean? Like, because Santana's, again, it's smooth.
Yeah.
Hence the song.
Yeah.
But
Van Halen.
But Black Sabbath is just a good way to start your day angry. If you're going to have an angry breakfast.
I will say, though, as somebody who loves heavy rock music, I've seen a lot of heavy rock music with you.
True.
I like a lot of quiet to start each day.
That's fair. See, that's why I think that Van Halen's too much, because it's too, like, positive high energy.
Yeah.
But I think a Black Sabbath, like, dark energy to start your day with some heaviness can work. But Santana is just nice and chill and vibey.
Yeah.
10-minute guitar solos, like, just vibing. I think we'll be okay.
Black Sabbath also starts with some like you think about like Sunday Bloody Sunday, where it like starts with like rain in the background, and so like that's a good like
exactly.
And then it's like it's like a build up riff. So
I would say rainy Sunday morning, Black Sabbath breakfast. Sunny Sunday morning, Santana breakfast.
Yeah.
No Van Halen breakfast unless you're on vacation. No, not even on vacation. It's too much. So I respect Mac for that. And that's your favorite line from the entire movie, you think, or just his?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, just the entire movie.
Yeah. I because it started funny with that, I immediately wrote it down.
There's big energy.
There were other quotes I wrote down, but it was like that is the quote.
That's
like,
the best one.
Opening lines always get to me. Like it's so funny.
Yeah, how are we gonna immediately feel about this character?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Well, so it's funny because one of the other iconic lines in my memory, it's not a movie I've seen more than once, and I can't tell you even what the plot line was, but Grown Ups 1, David Spade's character, it's the opening line in that movie. He says, what, or it's his opening line at least. He's like, what? No cell phones? I'm out of here. And it's just delivered in his like
David Spade,
whatever his comedic cadence is, where it's so like
funny.
But it's just like, what the hell?
Yeah,
like only you would say that.
Like, that's definitely an ad lib.
Yeah.
From him. That's so funny. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love him.
I think it's when it's like a casual conversation.
Yeah.
And then somebody comes in from the backdrop, which is what Mac did in that scene, where it's just something else is happening, and then all of a sudden, like another character is immediately introduced.
Yeah, they bust into the scene with some off the wall
something
comment,
that you've never heard somebody say before.
Yeah,
that is like objectively funny.
I will never hear that. I will never hear that sentence except for in the context of this movie.
Hey,
what did I say,
tell
boys?
You?
No Van Halen before I've had my coffee.
Like
it's insane.
I get you,
and
I get you on that.
Mac was the tits. I'm glad he makes it, right? Yeah, he makes it. Nobody dies. None of our people.
Yeah.
It's a PG movie.
Yeah,
I was worried he was gonna die when he's alone in the diner by himself, but also he's throwing out some kung fu moves. Like that's what I'm saying. What is Mac's backstory? Because like he shows up and he's like, Satch, take the boys, and just like he gets captured, but like he's out there.
They could have done some spin-offs.
They should, dude.
Young Mac.
Somebody needs to make that dead.
Yeah.
Somebody makes that the Reyes father and son duo.
Plot twist. It's Mac from Always Sunny.
No.
I was just thinking Kung Fu Max.
I was like, he is out there always trying to do Kung Fu.
Yeah.
But he's not
the idealized.
He wouldn't be a good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, but by that
and you
point,
said Chicago earlier as a potential origin.
Philadelphia. But Philly fits in that too.
Sort of big city US.
Yeah, big city US.
Not like California.
Hey, I'm walking
chill.
Here kind of
yeah,
vibe.
exactly. Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know. Yeah.
We'll need to see if Always Sunny
fan theories
eventually ends.
Yeah.
Which probably won't and stuff. But if it ends with Mac just going off into the sunset to be like, we'll see what happens, then I'm going to say that's my headcanon. As he goes on, does a bunch of other crazy adventures around the world, but then ends up linking up with this small Pacific Islander thing, and then that's what happens. But it's also somehow still 1993.
Yeah.
I like it. Mac's the best. He's my favorite character. He's my favorite character. Maybe in both. Maybe in this and that. No, I like Charlie a lot. That's a different discussion.
Mac's my favorite character.
He's pretty great.
Yeah.
That's a different discussion. That's a different discussion. So I want to talk about Lieutenant Spence, but I want to say my one issue with the music was I really hated the two Ode to Joy needle drops. I really hated those because I was like, so instead of, so like in a script, you know, like you write like when you want like a vibe for like a scene, you'll like write like something like whatever artist, you know, like something like Black Sabbath. And then if you can get the rights to do it, then it will be that Black Sabbath song or something close enough to it to match the energy and stuff. And then this one, it's like, well, Ode to Joy, anybody can use it anytime because it's public domain. Like you can use it whenever you want and stuff. And I'm like, oh, come on, man. Like we could have gotten something like more original and stuff. It was very jarring for the context and stuff. Like I get that it's a big like two big giant moments of realization for Johnny that he can do kung fu and that he does has the sword or the knife as they call it, even though it's a fucking sword, which is a whole other side plot conversation we need to have. The cave of knives, they're fucking swords, which is insane, but neither here or there at this point.
Yeah, these have definitions.
Yeah. I the Ode to Joy stuff, I got completely ripped out of it and stuff, and I'm like, I feel like a better needle drop could have worked. And the fact that they used it again, I was like, okay, so we're doubling down on this because it's free, and I get that budget restraints are a thing and make a lot of stuff happen one way or another. But other than that, the music was great, and all the surf rock was great, and I loved it. So I'll give it that. Now let's spend another 2 hours talking about Lieutenant Spence and why he's the best character in the entire movie. He shows up on the scene and immediately takes care of Johnny and Adam and makes sure that they're okay and stuff. And when he drops them off with Rob Schneider trying to be their Irish uncle in a weird wheelchair or whatever the fuck he does, which again, insane thing to happen.
Yeah, I forgot that's the accent he went with.
That's what. Yeah, he went with an Irish accent.
Like you didn't,
and he's in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
didn't need to be in a wheelchair.
You didn't have to be in character at all.
He didn't have to do anything.
Yeah,
dress a little older. You know, throw the fake mustache on because I think he had a fake.
Well, he had a trench coat too.
Yeah, trench coat. And stuff. No need to do all that extra. You know, it's not. It was really weird, and he immediately before that happens, Lieutenant Spence is like, he's very real with them.
Yeah,
it's a very real conversation about their dad with them, and like he doesn't sugarcoat it. He doesn't do anything like that. He like looks Johnny in the eyes and is like, I'm gonna do the best I can, but like who knows, the shit's crazy. Like you guys just need to be safe. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, everything's. He doesn't coddle them at all. He just gives it to him real, and I really liked that. And then the uncle thing happens, and he goes over to the cops that are there, and he's like, keep a close eye on this house because there's clearly not an actual adult in this house right now.
Which for 0 moments did they do?
Which 0 moments immediately got their head snapped.
Yeah.
Immediately died because they're just sitting there chatting, bullshitting.
Well, immediately Zach came in to expose that the kids weren't prepared. He didn't even think that the cops were protecting them at all.
True. Yeah, Zach immediately
he was mostly on the kids. He's like, I could have come in here and killed you. He didn't even acknowledge. He never acknowledged
he doesn't give a
that
fuck.
There were people
already looking out
in law enforcement outside.
He's like, I don't give a fuck about
he's like, you guys need to be on your shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And
they immediately get their necks snapped.
Yeah, right after that. Funny. Yeah,
but
which thankfully he got there first.
True. But I just love Lieutenant Spence because he was just so real with them and was just like, here's the situation. I'm gonna keep some people here and stuff because he doesn't know about Zach and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then he gets they escape and they run and stuff. And he's just like, I'm protecting these kids. I don't know who that guy with the eye patch is.
Yeah.
Like, what's happening here? I'm going to follow them onto this boat. And then he's just in, dude. From that moment on, he's just like, whatever, man. Like, whatever you guys need. Oh, this is the plan. This is the context of what's going on. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I don't give a f***. He's straight up like, I'm on vacation now.
Yeah.
Even though he's still working.
Yeah.
And then also, it's a stupid joke, but
also not working.
Funny.
Like, were you just able to take that time off? Like,
he's on a case out of his jurisdiction.
Was he? I never got the impression that he was still working. I mean, he was still being his character.
He was protecting them kids, which was a part of the case with the food hut break-in.
And that's
the kidnapping of Mac.
That's one of those incomplete things you'll never know because of the short run time.
Because it's only an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's like, did he get that cleared? Like,
no, because he just runs onto the boat.
Yeah,
and it starts to go up, and he's like, "Fuck."
He's not working.
Not technically.
Yeah, it's not like he had a quick phone call. He's like, "Hey,
yeah, no, he's not doing anything.
Kid safety," and they're just like, "You got it." Like, there's not even.
No. He's just on that boat.
Yeah.
And so now the LAPD is like, we have a detective missing.
Exactly.
Because there's not a phone on that boat, probably. And if there is, he's not taking the time to.
No, this is 93.
Yeah, he's not doing that.
Yeah, no.
So, which is fair.
Yeah,
but he was protecting the kids. He was doing he was protecting and serving.
No, admirable on his end.
Exactly. And it's a cheap joke, but I thought it was funny when they get there and like all the shit goes down. They start fighting, and he's got like a martial arts stick that has like a handle on it, and then he hits this guy and it breaks, and then blocks that guy and it breaks, and it goes into a perfect police baton shape. And he's like, oh, I can work with this. Like I know. He's like, I know this. He's like, come on. He goes and he starts beating the shit out of people.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, cheap joke, but I love Lieutenant Spence, so it's fine. And it wasn't Rob Schneider making a joke, so
exactly,
so I liked it.
Yeah,
because the humor in it is pretty good. Besides all the Rob Schneider, like, haha, the kids will think this is funny, type shit. Which was one of my biggest issues. Was like, honestly, if Rob Schneider wasn't in this movie, like this character wasn't in this movie would be just organically funnier and like a totally fine ride, like a much better ride.
Yeah,
going through, like they just really didn't need all of his energy of like, even till the very end, he's like, I'm the real king.
Yeah.
As they're literally being crowned.
Yeah.
And stuff. Like, okay, get over it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was so
the main character energy.
Yeah.
From him, which I don't know. I mean, I feel like every movie after that he was in was a Rob Schneider movie, but I don't know what he did until I'm trying to think of the first film I ever saw him in, but
probably
that's the only one I know where he was.
The only movie where he
like
was
a minor.
Definitely the youngest I've ever seen him. The only movie I know that I've seen where he's in it, speaking of David Spade, where he is actually genuinely the main character, Benchwarmers. Other than that, he's mostly just standing next to Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Then he's in all of those early Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah.
Because they were friends at the time.
Yeah. But
and then things changed.
You say that, and I know he's in all those movies, but I don't think of him in those movies.
Exactly, because sometimes he's just there for a second.
And because there's no other, like, Adam Sandler is a very distinct, loud character and whatever he plays in also, to where even when he has other people that are similar energies, it's not as jarring as it is in a kid's movie about surf ninjas. Like,
fair.
where you're just like, that's Rob Schneider and he's not the main character.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Where you're just like, oh, this is an Adam Sandler movie who's also like a similar-ish as far as like weird, distinct comedy approach.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know. Yeah.
And also,
like,
it's just
kind of. Yeah,
they break the fourth wall at one point.
Yeah,
where he says, "I wrote it down." They have him break the fourth wall. Zach is talking about smoking cigarettes.
Yeah,
and then he's like, and Rob Schneider says, "Oh, maybe you should get the patch." And then he looks into the camera and goes, "Look who I'm talking to." Again, a patch that he doesn't need. It's so unnecessary. It's not funny. And he doesn't even need the eye patch.
him doing like the gym office sort of.
Yeah. Literally, like, but then talks to the camera too.
Yeah.
Like, is the worst part of it. Look who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
Awful. It's so bad. Take him out, and this movie goes up like 15,000 points.
Yeah.
For me, like whatever the scale is, it goes up a full star.
Yeah.
Out of 5. Now I do want to say, so the pacing of this movie is a short movie.
Yeah.
And it is pretty much go, but there are some softer moments, when his betrothed is like this, and like they like take the time to like have that conversation, which is good and stuff, and like we slow down and stuff. Not a whole lot of reflection, but like whatever. The end of the movie though is very funny in the sense, so they do the ninja surf to get to the compound and stuff, as they should, because it's surf ninjas. Makes sense. Rob Schneider's character finally surfs for the first time. Poser the entire time. Yeah, but also you find out he's a poser the entire time. Horrible character.
Yeah.
But we're doing everything. Everything's fine. And they climb up the wall and they look for maybe a quarter of a second. They're like looking, and they're out there training and stuff. And they just start chucking dynamite. And then it's just full-blown attack montage for like 10 minutes, which was great, I will say. But for me, I was like, okay, but they're ninjas, so you think they'd sneak a little bit more before they just go into it's a full-blown battle. But they just lob like 5 sticks of dynamite, just boom, 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 and they're like, which is cool, and it works. Sure. But and they're like, yeah, we got to wrap this movie up. It's only got 15 minutes left here. But I was just like, I thought they would have snuck around a little bit.
The irony in this movie is the only ninjas are the ones attacking the kids.
Yes. Is the greatest irony of this film, for sure. Is the only ones who are actually genuinely sneaking around are...
you could throw Zatch in there, of course.
Zatch
he's sneaking up on the people sneaking up.
Yeah, but he's not wearing like the... like
who we know to be ninjas, like those characters, are the ones attacking the kids.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, the character like ninjas in like the head to toe, only see their eyes and
like
stuff.
Dark camouflage,
like doing everything they can to like not be
army,
seen.
like U.S. Army,
like
print.
U.S. Army printed and stuff. Well, that's because of Leslie Nielsen's character, because
they're
Western
on his team.
Exactly. Western thought, and tactics in that regard. And then Bazach is sneaking around, and he's doing it in a very like blending in with the crowd, like assassin type way, like Assassin's Creed game like type way, which is cool. But then they just go full tilt, like, we're just gonna full on just assault this compound, with sticks of dynamite, which seems very not ninja tactic to me.
No ninja stars,
no nothing. They have the like fighting sticks, so they do that. They have the quote unquote knives. They're swords. I don't know why they call them knives. They have all that stuff, and that all works. But I was just confused.
PG movie.
I mean, I guess the surfing was good.
Yeah,
they had some great surfing scenes. So the surfing part hit. The ninja part, not so much.
Yeah,
more like surf martial artists than surf ninjas. But surf ninja sounds better, so I get it.
Yeah,
and there is some ninja stuff going on.
Well, you can tell it was an American who wrote this movie.
Yeah, 100%, or someone with American like ideals and iconography. Like being raised in America. Yeah, for sure. No, there's no doubt about that. But
now I'm forgetting his name. What was this? Baba Ram.
The Baba Ram guy, the guru. Yeah, that whole scene at the school, first of all.
Yeah.
Insane. Just for the twist at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, please go into that.
Yeah.
Please tell the people at home who haven't seen this movie what the fuck happens with that. Because I almost lost it.
Yeah. Wait, at the beginning or when it all tied in?
Oh, when it all tied in at the end. Especially because how the when the credits roll.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm very angry.
So moments like that are very weird when the score becomes part of the scene.
Yes.
I always think about A Knight's Tale with that.
Oh God.
Which that's another heavy favorite of mine from childhood.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Hey, go listen to Michael and I's episode, bro.
Yeah. Oh, did you guys do A Knight's Tale?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I eviscerated that movie.
Yeah. Well, in that movie, of course, it's that whole scene, like
The
in the
opening
beginning,
scene?
where it's like the crowd literally doing the entire like knee slap,
the boom
like
boom clap.
yeah,
Yeah. Of We Will Rock You. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like
Yeah.
the tie-in of Baba Ram, who's this spiritual guru that is brought to Johnny
Is
and Adam's school.
LA school for some
He is
reason.
the appointed Eastern Asian
Yeah,
representative.
It's okay. So it's the weirdest f***ing thing because one, they're in a public school
yeah.
and they bring in a religious figure to talk to the kids, which seems weird because not supposed to do that,
Yeah, but they do.
but they
Or
do.
We do.
But we do.
Yeah.
It's LA, so it's an Asian spiritual leader. So
Yeah.
like, I mean, I don't know. I guess we're trying. They're
Yeah.
trying. But then, so it's one of those things where they do like, they like overcorrect, you
Yeah.
know, where it's like, we're going to be really hip and, for lack of a better word, we're going to be really woke and we're going to bring in an Eastern spiritualist to speak to the kids about something. And then they're like, okay, great. So this Asian kid is going to be the one to like introduce him. And it's like, okay, hold on. Like it doesn't have to be.
And it's the least interested student they could
And
have picked.
it's like he's clearly a bad student. He's clearly not prepped,
Yeah.
but you're forcing him to do it because he is Asian.
Yeah.
It could have been, you know, maybe the class president, no matter their race.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just, it's a very weird. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, like you almost hit it. And then you were like, no, but then this Pacific Islander kid has to be the one to introduce him because,
Yeah.
you know, he's from there. Excuse me?
That's
Excuse-
referred to as when keeping it real goes wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because
They were almost
they're like,
there.
oh, we're being inclusive. And it's like, no, you're actually just feeding into, you're just like, hey, like, it's like, you just assume like every gay friend you have wants to date the other gay friend you have.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like every like dog that you love is going to love every other dog you meet. You just like, you're like, oh no, I'm inclusive because I love this like life in front of me. And then you're just like, oh, I actually don't know anything about what, like who you are.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just, based on very general terms,
Nothing. Literally
Guess
based on
that-
nothing. Yeah.
you can relate more to this
Yeah.
person.
And it makes more sense for you to do this
Yeah.
than anybody else here. It's honestly shocking that the principal didn't say, because you know this guy, like you follow this, like you're probably part of this religion, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a shock. It's insane that I thought he was going to ask that. Honestly, it's shocking he didn't say
Yeah.
that. He was like, you know who this is. It's like, John, no, he doesn't. This kid grew
Yeah.
up in LA. He doesn't just because it was a crazy pull.
But
It was a crazy pull. But to
for
get
the
back
plot
to it,
line
for the
of a
plot
cheesy
line of it,
movie,
yeah,
of course they went with the Beach Boys song.
yeah, exactly. Of course, they went with the Beach Boys.
They're
song.
just
And
like, oh,
it's
his name's
Baba Ram.
Yeah, Baba Ram, and so they just
So-
went Baba Ram.
Baba Ram.
Yeah, and
so
then
he goes up there and sings it, and he gets the other kids to dance to it,
Yeah.
and stuff, and like.
but
And it doesn't seem like he likes it at the time.
No,
but then cut
yeah.
to the end of the movie.
he loved it.
He
and
fucking
has
shows up and
probably
he's
thought
like,
about
"I
it a
know
million
you."
times.
He's like, I know you.
Yeah.
And he's like,
You're
you're
funny.
cool.
Yeah,
You're funny. Like that was awesome and stuff. And then the end of the movie,
Which
it
when he's introduced, they don't talk about where he's from, if
No.
I recall correctly. Yeah, okay.
he's just very clearly he's dressed
yeah.
and presenting very much like a Dalai Lama.
Yeah.
Like type, like spiritual.
And he just happens to be at this like very sparsely populated
Very sparsely.
or not civil war, but like colonial like
colonized
takeover.
takeover.
And he
yeah.
just happens to come right after, like the day after the
The
kids
day after?
save the
Yeah.
island nation.
Yeah, how did they get him on such short notice? Because he was just in LA a week ago. He's clearly busy
at a high school.
At a high school in LA. Like, so maybe he's not that busy. If that's where he's booking. I don't know, dude. I don't know how. I don't know what that tour looks like. You know, if you're like a lowbrow Dalai Lama, like what your tour looks like. Because obviously Dalai Lama, he's meeting with presidents and all those people.
Yeah, he ain't got time.
But this guy's going to the high school. This guy's going to a high school. So I guess it does make sense he could just be at this random tiny little island nation. But also, I don't know. I just thought it's very weird to me. I don't know how to articulate it, but I also thought it was very interesting, let's say. We get there, we get to the end. They push Leslie Nielsen's cyborg body into a pool of water, and so he dies. Because we got the context of, if his battery gets wet at all, he'll die. So he does. They go and they have this big ceremony and stuff. And he goes up there and Johnny says, "It's my first order of business. I'm dissolving the monarchy."
That was on my notes.
And we're going to be a democracy now.
Yeah. Let's
play Bob.
Yeah.
As the credits roll.
Which might have ruined it from like cinematic, but it's like the anarchist in me is like, hell yeah. Like dissolve, like rise into that monarch role and immediately say, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Let's not do this. Let's actually listen to the people.
But also at the same time, I think it's interesting that it was a monarchy.
Yeah.
That was taken over by a dictator.
Yeah.
And then democracy came in to kick out that dictator.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And the person who is now the de facto leader is still him, who is an American.
Yeah.
More than he is from that island at this point. I think it's very interesting.
Yeah, because
it sounds very familiar.
You don't even get like a ending credit scene where it shows some update of like what they're gonna do or where they are now down the road. It's like that's the last.
Like he doesn't
scene.
say like I think he doesn't say like I nominate Zach as leader and stuff, an adult man like or something, but like it's like there's no anything like that. They just have a big old party Zing, which also we'll get to that in a second, but like again I was just like monarchy taken over by a dictator, and then democracy comes in, kills the dictator, and implements democracy without any oversight. Does that sound familiar to you at all? In our age of growing up, the past 20, 30 years, does that sound familiar at all?
Yeah, much smaller scale though. I don't know the population of that country, but
yeah, but it sounds like it just sounds really familiar.
Yeah, sure.
And I was like, and again, going back to what you said earlier, an American wrote this movie, didn't they? But then so they start playing the song, right? Where them electric guitars come from, bro?
Yeah, I know.
There's like 5 people with electric guitars playing around in the background. And then the Baba Ram, whatever his name is, starts playing the guitar. He does the guitar solo. And again, I get it's the end of the movie and it's like, okay, and now we're having fun as the kids are leaving the theater and everything. And I get that and I respect that. But as a 31-year-old man watching this movie, I was like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
I was like, this is making me frustrated.
No, I get that.
But again, I get it. I don't know. I just thought the democracy thing, I was like, that's very funny. I was like, that's very, very funny to me.
Yeah.
That this is that's how this ended up.
Yeah.
And stuff. But also at the same time, like, I mean, like, yeah, fuck the monarchy. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I get that.
Yeah.
Like, fuck the monarchy.
I was definitely
that's cool. It's cool that he did it, but also it's like, wait, the way like the history of this nation went is also just again just kind of like, all right. All right, that's interesting.
I had a specific part of the film that I had forgotten how much it hit back in the day, but also present day. I was like, man, this is I I don't know. You know, I'm 33, so I'm not like chronically like online enough to be part of whatever slang is happening nowadays. But I feel like I have a good pulse, especially for like I'm in at upper percentile of people my age for sure.
Yeah.
Or even just millennials in general, just because I like friends of different ages.
There you go.
But also, it was funny looking back at it because, I mean, 93 is when that movie came out. That's when I was born.
Mm-hmm.
So some of these kind of moved into like our upbringing, but also like then were so hot.
Mm-hmm.
How much the word psych is used in that movie. Oh
yes,
my
dude.
gosh.
Oh my God.
And
dude.
brah.
Yeah. BRA, brah.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah. Even to when like the adults were talking to the
psych.
kids and, you know, mocking their slang.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that slang is clearly more than 30 years removed.
Yeah, that slang is slanging. It was crazy.
They said far out.
Far out, dude. I love far out.
Yeah, but
I never use it.
They said it is like far out was not even like, you know, that would have been like a Gen X term.
Oh yeah.
And they were still using it in the 90s, but like that was when
they said far out in the 70s.
Yeah, well that
like,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think it might change based on like different scales, but yeah, I mean, I guess the point was that like they have some like blend between like psych was just coming into the vernacular for youth at that point, and they were still using things like groovy and far out a little bit.
Yeah.
And
so the principal says when he's like, you have to give this thing and stuff, he says like something along the lines of like, I don't know if it's like groovy for you to like like he's like trying to talk to him, but he uses groovy, like he uses groovy,
but he uses it as if he knows the word, but like didn't use it. And it's just like
it's like he tried to to use it and stuff, but also he would have been using groovy when he was that age, like back in the day, and stuff. So like it is interesting the way the slang is in and out of like the time, because like early 90s there was a lot of slang like coming up and like also going away. I think that that is interesting, because like they were hitting the psych a lot, and I didn't bat an eye.
No,
like,
I didn't.
I was born 95 and stuff, but like I mean by that point
I've said psych a lot
like,
in my life.
by the time I was like knew what it was, it was like it was a thing.
No, when I was in high school it was like common. It was like if somebody said something and you were like calling BS on it, you would just go psych.
Yeah, exactly. Or the fucking it's the pretty online thing, like say psych right now.
Yeah,
like when you like someone says something you don't want to hear, say psych right now. Like that's weird.
Yeah,
that is weird. I don't know.
No, so I have a nephew that's 16, and there's sometimes I'll say stuff to him. I not just to try to relate to him, just because I'm online enough to know certain terms,
to be like,
and like I have, you know, Gen Z people that I've worked with, and where I'm just like, okay, like, I know that term, I know that term, and some of them are just that like a synonym to what we would have used just modern day,
it's the
right?
same. It's the same thing, but
like
different.
Like if we said fire, like that's fire.
Oh, yeah,
somebody
that's fire.
now would say like that's lit, that's gas.
Yeah,
like you know, it's just like you're saying something that's like a fuel source, right? Like you know, it's
exactly. Yeah,
like there's certain ones where it's
that
like
is funny,
right?
that
like,
actually is funny. It's gas, it's fire, it's lit. So it's a fuel source, or like lighting a fire, starting some kind of inflammatory thing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. But then also cool is the same thing. It's the opposite.
Yeah,
it's interesting. I remember. It's funny you say that, because I remember like being like 10 or 12 years old. Sick's a good one. I love sick.
Yeah, ill.
Oh, that See, ill is not used anymore, but people say sick still.
Yeah.
I love that picture of holy shit, I gotta take my dog to the vet. He's so sick right now, and it's a picture of a dog like on a skateboard.
Yeah.
Love that.
With like a monster hat, like
exactly.
a sig.
Every time I see that picture, I'm like, yeah, I like that shit. That's funny as hell.
No, every time somebody says I'm kind of feeling sick, I'm always just like, sick. Yeah, like give them the like little surfer wag. Yeah. Which, hey, they didn't throw one of these hang looses.
Any hang looses, dude.
Wow.
No hang looses. Which honestly, kind of respect it.
So one of my favorite cartoons growing up was Rocket Power.
Of course.
Yeah.
how could it not be? It's an amazing show. Yeah.
And funny enough, it's like that probably was the other surfer-esque content I consumed the most as a kid.
For sure, dude. Yeah, that was my only context for like surfing and skateboarding for like a lot of my childhood growing up was watching the out of Rocket Power.
I'm like, that's what living on the West Coast is.
Yeah, that's LA.
Yeah.
LA is like that every day.
Yeah.
It's always like that. And that's what everybody does all the time.
And for some reason I thought LA and Hawaii were like
basically
harmonious.
The same thing.
Just like
yep.
Like they're just like maybe different like complexion, like skin complexion, like just like like you're a little tanner out in there, like,
but
like
other than
on
that,
the islands,
this is the vibe. Like no matter what,
you're still very chill.
Chill. That's another good one.
Chill also is held up.
Yeah, Chill's held up.
Yeah,
Chill's held up. I remember I was like 10 or 12, and I remember my dad was on the phone and like just talking to whoever about whatever. But he like was wrapping up the phone call and was like, "All right, man, cool, sounds good," and stuff. And I was like, I remember being like 10 or 12 or whatever and being like, he says cool, I say cool when things are cool. That's weird.
Yeah.
Like, right? I was like, is that weird? Or is that always been a thing and will always be a thing? You know? Like, because I think everybody still uses cool.
Yeah.
Like,
I think sometimes I say chill, but I think I say cool more regularly.
Exactly. It's just like an instinct.
Yeah.
To just like react to something and be like, cool.
Yeah. If something's just, feels comfortable, you say a cooling term. Chill, cool. Exactly. Yeah.
Weird. All right, we're gonna start a new podcast that's just semantics.
Yeah,
semantics talk.
it's slang talk. It's just us going over like slang over
just
the
talking
years.
about talking about random words and being like, oh yeah, that one's
I like to say that.
Like, oh yeah, that one's good. That one's
yeah. I'm a chill guy. I'm a cool guy.
I'm a cool guy. I'm cool. I'm chill. Like interesting.
Yeah,
interesting. I don't know what that is. I'm very curious about that now. I'm gonna have to look into that offline, off of this podcast. I mean, I don't think I have much more to say about this movie at this point.
Yeah, like we've gone over. It's a very short movie.
It's a short movie.
It's a short movie,
and we talked.
Like
we've talked longer than the movie is about this.
Have
movie
we really? That's insane.
Minus the like when I started recording and the stuff I need to cut out because it's not the beginning of the episode and stuff. I think we still have gone over time. Of the movie.
Yeah, well, we're also not counting the credits and stuff like that for the movie.
Yeah, but that's only like 2 minutes.
Is it only? Yeah.
Usually like 2 to 5 minutes, depending on how big the movie is.
Yeah.
And how many people were involved. I don't think a lot of people were involved with this short movie. This lower budget, but they did a good job with it.
Yeah.
Could have been a Disney Channel original movie, but wasn't. It gave that energy, which is part of the reason why I enjoyed it.
It did.
Because it kept being like, frame it in your mind as a decom.
Also,
and I'm like, this is a good movie.
Shout out Johnny Tsunami, the other surfer.
Yes, of course. We all know Johnny Tsunami.
Aesthetic that
who I dressed up for as Halloween once. And I apologize to everybody for doing that. Shouldn't have done it, but fortunately I did. I wore a Hawaiian shirt that was red. That's all I did. That's all I did.
The best Disney Channel original.
That's not true. It's Alley Cat Strike.
Okay.
The one about bowling.
Yeah, I know that movie.
Featuring Kylie Coco is in that movie.
As long as we agree that the worst is Double Teamed.
Yeah, I could never really get into that.
Remember the scene where the end where it's like that was way longer than 10 seconds.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's not good. Better basketball movie.
And the worst passes. The worst fake outs.
Better one. Look at the Irish.
Oh, I thought you were.
Now there's a good basketball decom movie.
I thought you were about to say Coach Carter.
Oh, fantastic movie.
Sorry, one of my favorite
in the
quotes
world
in the movie. Yeah.
in the world of decom decoms.
Yeah.
Better basketball.
Yeah.
movie. You need to listen to the episode where Austin, Sam, and I debate what the best decom is. I said Alley Cat Strike. Sam said Smart House, and Austin said High School Musical. And spoiler alert, it's a good episode. You should listen to it. You should too. High School Musical won because of how powerful it was and how pervasive and how it's still like there are like my Gen Z coworkers, they've seen it and that was not of their time.
Yeah.
Like they weren't conscious when those movies were coming out, but they have seen them. And some of these other ones like Look at the Irish and stuff like that, they have not seen.
Yeah.
And don't even know what that is, but they know what High School Musical is. It was the biggest one. So even though High School Musical 2 is better than 1. Because 1 is just Romeo and Juliet. The second one's an actual original story with like actual stakes that you don't know where it's going to go. And there's better music. But again, you listen to the episode. You listen to the episode, y'all listen to the episode. So you like this movie, you think?
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap up here.
Yeah.
So you think this is a good movie?
I think that this... So my first ever... I don't know, I didn't mention this earlier, but my first ever like idea of like a dream job was to be a ninja.
Hell yeah, dude.
I
get that.
Watch this movie. I used to play a ton of Dynasty Warriors, and that's not ninja so much, but you know, like it's
coded.
Yeah, I would say that's closer to like more like samurai though. Like,
yeah, but
yeah.
It's in the same world.
Yeah, I want it to be known that I understand the difference between the two.
That's also
yes.
Yeah. Wait, please.
Yes.
Like,
I'm not the principal from Surf Ninjas.
Exactly.
I'm not.
I know that there's
I'm not just
a different distinction between.
What's that other Asian warrior thing? Yeah, but it's like I very much like rank this as a pivotal moment for me landing the dream job that didn't exist.
Yeah, because it's not a job you can just like apply for and like
it's like some people astronaut, firefighter, like whatever. It's like what my dad did. It's like I thought ninjas were so cool, and the surfer part was cool too, but I wasn't drawn to that. I was
but that could just be a hobby.
I was like,
it didn't have to be a part of the job. It could just be a hobby on the side.
Yeah, exactly. And funny enough, I think it's because Adam played video games and had like some control over it. I was just like, oh, this is where it all tied in for me. I was just like, oh yeah, video games are being developed as I'm a child, so I can just not be a violent human being and play video games.
Yeah,
where I can occasionally beat some people up because they're bad.
Because they're doing bad things. Exactly.
Because I only see my character's perspective.
Exactly. You don't want to be the ninjas coming for the children.
Yeah.
You want to be Zatch.
Yeah.
Protecting the children.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think
be like Zatch.
We're going to need to take your eye out, though. But not really.
Yeah.
Because his eye doesn't actually go out.
Yeah.
So you have to wear an eye patch just for fun.
Yeah, exactly.
You do that fun thing where you just swap it every once in a while. Like you talk to some people and then like you see them like the next day and it's on the other side. So you notice.
Yeah.
That's kind of a fun bit. He should have done that.
Yeah.
They did the continuity was there where they kept it on the same eye the entire time. It would have been really funny if there was a scene where it was on the other eye.
Yeah.
I would have pointed that out. I would have noticed, but they do a good job with it. They keep the continuity there. So, we've talked about it. I think one of my biggest points in the movie last night when I was watching it was it's really with me that Leslie Nielsen is here as a cyborg and stuff. But the more we talked about it, like, I think I'm kind of past that because honestly, it could just be as simple as, hey man, it's 1993. Robots are kind of cool, but we can't get rid of Leslie Nielsen's face entirely because he's going to do his bits and his face needs to be in the bits. Just make him a cyborg.
Yeah.
And have half his face covered and it'll be lit. And then they'll be able to kill him easy when we wrap up this movie. Honestly, that's more than enough for me at this point.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and concede. It's not a great movie.
Yeah.
But it's a very fun watch.
Yeah, I knew you'd enjoy it. Yeah.
It was. I did have fun watching it because even if most of my enjoyment was screaming at Rob Schneider every single time I saw his face. Because that guy sucks.
Yeah.
But also, I just kind of locked in a little bit and was like, well, I'm glad everything worked out.
Yeah. They
watch.
phase him out enough.
Exactly. And then the magical realism of the Game Boy and stuff, I really, really genuinely love that. And thought that was such a cool narrative decision.
Yeah.
And was such a well-written part that like is a through line through the entire movie that works every time they reference it. Even in the last battle and stuff, like he's playing it on the thing, like shouting to Johnny, like, oh, he's gonna do that, like, duh, like he's doing like stuff like that, and I think it works perfectly. So I think this movie is worth a watch. Is it gonna be in your top 5 favorite martial arts movies? Probably not.
No, I would say
top 20. Top 20 for sure.
Yeah, and the nostalgia of it.
And the nostalgia of it, and stuff. Because it's been a minute since again, it was also like getting to watch a DCOM for the first time again, because it's so DCOM coded and stuff. And I was like, once I halfway through the movie, I was like, it's a DCOM, but also they don't have the restraints of Disney, so they can do a little bit more with like other kind of stuff. Yeah, and they can push the envelope a little bit for a PG movie versus a G-rated DCOM and stuff. And once I kind of like got that thought process going, I was like, you know what? Yeah, this ain't that bad. This ain't that bad, even though it's heavily flawed in many ways. Yeah. So congratulations. Yeah. You have won this debate. Hey. And everybody should watch this movie. But again, everybody should watch. I try to say this every episode, but like everybody should watch every movie we talk about. Yeah. Even if it's one that that is short and is like, yeah, this movie really actually sucks. Like, and stuff, like everybody should watch these movies just to know and stuff. And like, hey, a lot of people worked on these movies and stuff. Rent it if you can find it streaming somewhere. Just watch them. What else are you doing? Yeah, reading books. Ew. Ew. Cut to Josh sitting behind my bookshelf, sitting in front of my bookshelf. I like to read a lot as well, actually. But that's fine. Well, thank you so much for jumping on. I'm glad we finally did this one. I was very excited to do this one.
I think this is how it had to happen too. You texted me the week of and not us talking about it while drinking.
Exactly. Which is how this whole thing started. It was like, man, you can get on the podcast and do like surf ninjas and like, what the fuck is that? Yeah. While there's like a million other things going on.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think, me being like, you free next week? And you were like, hell yeah, I am. Yeah. Like it was definitely the way to do it. So thank you again. I'm glad we did it. We'll have you on again. For something else. What was that other one? Shaolin soccer?
Shaolin soccer.
Maybe.
I could go either way.
I don't know. So, but then it's like, what's your favorite sports movie? Or is it another martial arts thing? We'll offline about it. We'll like we've talked about. We'll figure it out. So that's the end of that. Follow on social media, Bad Movie Debate Pod. If you want to see us, that's all on YouTube. So go there to see anything. Follow on TikTok and Instagram and all that shit. I don't use Twitter or anything like that, but X. no not that, because it's not that. But yeah, so follow on all that to stay updated with shit. I post a lot of short reviews on social media and don't do full episodes of them if you want to see what I'm thinking about current stuff. I'm going to plug something besides that. Everybody should go see Obsession in theaters. Best movie of the year so far, in my opinion. And you should also see The Backrooms and watch all the shit on YouTube. Another really good horror movie. These Gen Z like YouTubers are making great horror movies right now, and everybody should check them out. Is there anything you want to plug? Anything you want to direct, whether it's something like personal related to you or just like hey, everybody should watch this, or listen to this and stuff. Oh, one more. Widow's Bay is the best TV show that's come out so far this year. It's hilarious. It's scary as fuck. It's amazing. End of my plugs.
I mean, well, with where we are at in this current state of affairs, AI becoming more and more of a discussion, and a forced discussion at that, which it was always going to come to this. But film-wise, I could easily put together a top 20 list of like films in that vein. Ex Machina, if you ever want to just think really hard about where things are going and what it is doing to the people that are in positions of power with influence in this world.
I'm a second that. I think it's a good time to rewatch that movie.
Yeah.
It'd be a really good time to rewatch this movie. Sometimes movies, they say life imitates art.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not for the best. Sometimes films can warn.
Yeah.
Let's say, if you haven't seen that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't agree more. You should go see The Backrooms to give Kane Parsons, the 20-year-old writer or director of this movie who created this whole narrative and stuff, because he went on and some news thing. He's getting a bunch of interviews, pushing the movie and stuff. First of all, A24 picked him up. Insane to direct it.
20.
Youngest director to have such success in a really long time. And he straight up said, if I could snap my fingers and erase all generative AI, I would do it. He's so anti-AI, and he's like pushing that narrative so hard, and he has a huge platform to be able to do it. And this movie, you're going to watch it, and his stuff on YouTube, you're going to watch it, and you'll be like, this isn't AI? No, he made all of it in Blender. He spent the time to actually craft these things using a computer to make what he has put out. And is like, there's no need for that in film. That's insane. Unlike Martin Scorsese, who is teamed up with AI. I don't know if you heard that news. That just came out pretty recently.
All the boomers love AI.
All the older directors and old Hollywood are leaning into it, and all the young ones are like, fuck that. So yeah, I completely with you. Completely with you.
If that tells you anything.
Yeah, if that tells you anything. Okay, boomer. Yeah. Remember that? Remember how mad that made them? Should we bring that back? Some slang? Should we bring that slang back? It made them so mad, and it was so funny.
Yeah.
And it was so funny for everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks again, man.
Of course.
Appreciate you. Until next time, y'all.